What up? What up? It's your boy Mike and EJ. And man, so we want to talk a little bit about the Bears today, just because they made a couple of moves. So I'm gonna let EJ take over on this one because he wanted to talk about the Bears a little bit. So go ahead, my man.
Yeah, so I see they got the new D coordinator, which we needed. My question in that we signed this dude, and there's some other stuff I want to get to as far as the Bears, but is this a good hire, or because I feel like maybe we could have waited, got somebody, a little bit more experience as like a defensive coordinator, not like a defensive coach. But in saying that, do you think that we could have got somebody better or more experienced in that position? That's what I want to know from you.
And that's a good question because I was thinking about that. Like since the minute that I heard that we signed a guy within the organization, um, and before we even get to that, like shout out to the Bears for making history because he's the first Indian descent player, or I'm sorry,
Mhm.
coach
Mhm.
to be a defensive coordinator. So
Yeah.
especially with what's going on, Chicago Bears, like good job with at least looking at the guy and being like, yo, this guy is we think he can, take this defense and do well. So shout out to them for that. But as
Yep.
far as what I think, like you're going back to your question, personally, I wanted somebody with experience, like
Same.
100%. The reason why I say this is because we don't know what Desai has. We don't know if he's gonna choke in key moments. We don't know if he's gonna get the respect from these guys. Going into the unknown, I don't really like that, but at this point, everything is kind of going into the unknown, because we retain Nagy, we retain Pace, but they're kind of like lame ducks because depending on how they do, determines where their future lies. If we just don't do well again, obviously they're going to be fired.
Yep.
Now you got this young defensive coordinator that's just in limbo, you know?
Yep.
So that's why a little bit I was like hesitant. I was like, dang, like why did they hire this guy? But I'm all about giving people chances and opportunities.
Yep.
And let's be honest, the Bears tend to always hit on defensive coaches. Let's be honest.
Honestly. Yeah.
So there's that going for them too. So that's my take on it. I'm more interested to hear what ultimately how you feel about it though.
Well, I'm kind of with you. Well, I'm with you a lot on this. Like, I kind of want them to hire somebody with like more experience, but you're right. They usually do hit when it comes to defense for whatever reason. Offense, they can't seem to get it right, but defense, they always nail it on the head. In saying that, though, this is the third defensive coordinator these dudes have had like the last like several years. Because Chuck Pagano, they had Vic Fangio and Chuck Pagano. Now they got the new coach, and it's like, well, my question is, okay, what type of scheme is he gonna bring to the defense? Because now they're gonna
Right.
have to learn his scheme after learn getting. I feel like they never really even mastered Picano's scheme. It's like
What
I felt,
scheme? Let the defense get as much yardage as they want. That was his scheme.
yeah, it was pretty much bend but don't break, and just like tighten up towards the red zone is what they pretty much was doing, and zero blitzing. But it's like, okay, we'll see what this dude has to, he's gonna bring to the table. But it's like, as a defense, it's like after a while, the same thing with the offense. After a while, it's like, man, now we got to learn a whole new scheme, and it's like it's gonna take a while for them to probably gel. It's like, so who knows? Like maybe they'll start the season off or start the year. Preseason will help if they actually have a preseason. I think that'll help them. Depending on how many reps the starters get, and then you got the training camps and mini camps and stuff. So that'll definitely help them next this coming up season. how well they learn this. But
And do you think they'll actually like now that we kind of know what coronavirus is and we kind of know how to like keep it a little bit under control, at least if people are taking care of themselves? Do you think they'll have training camps and things like that next year or this year?
I'm hoping. I'm gonna try to be optimistic. It wouldn't surprise me if they didn't, but I'm I feel like maybe they will, maybe, but I'm not getting my hopes up that they will. Like honestly, we'll see. Depends on how everything goes, but I mean they definitely gonna need it with a new D coordinator. Like
Facts.
honestly, they are definitely gonna need it. You don't want to go to another year, especially you got a new coordinator. You go into a new coordinator, get a new coordinator, start a new season, and you go straight into the season with with no reps, with not enough reps learning the new system. So it's like that's going to be tough. Like hopefully they get a mini camp and a training camp this year because you want this guy to come and get acclimated with what these guys is good at and how to use their talents the best way because the Bears have defense on talent on defense, but I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm glad we got a new guy, but I feel like it may be a little bit of growing pains at first. We'll see.
I agree. And the way we can look at this too is we can look at the Salah situation. When he was with the 49ers, young guy, nobody knew what he had.
Yeah,
Well, you look at that defense, they weren't like the best in the world, but they were by far not the worst neither.
yeah.
So they were pretty good, and you saw them in the Super Bowl, like with Salah as the defensive coordinator. So I'm hoping we have the same outcome.
I like that
Um,
comparison.
so ultimately, I'm gonna have my confidence that he's gonna be able to deliver. I'm never ever super worried about the defense. Mark Trestman ain't coming back, so we don't have to worry about we don't have to worry about getting 50 points put on us.
Yeah, for
So
real.
I'm more worried about this offense, man. It's still Nagy. Um, Switching to offense though, there's a lot of quarterbacks that are gonna be looking for new teams, and any veteran that comes here is gonna be an instant upgrade.
Tell me about it.
As long as it's top, tier one, tier two type. I'm not saying that if Tyrod Taylor comes over here, he's gonna be any better than Nick Foles because he's not. Not
Right,
to be any better than Mitch Trubisky. So
right,
I'm
right.
talking about the top tier quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers might be. Now I'm a Bears fan, die hard, but I also have eyes, and I have a brain. I can digest if somebody's good or not. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And if Aaron Rodgers is on the block, or not even on the block, is just a free agent, bro, open up your checkbook. Here you go. What do you want? Come over here. This man, I'm telling you, he can easily give you 2 to 3 years of great quarterback play. Like the guy, he still has it in him. You saw what he did. I think he put up, I forgot how many touchdowns to like interceptions, but it was like ridiculous. I think he only
it was
threw
like
like
it was
four
like
or five interceptions.
yeah, it was like
Oh,
either 48-5 or 45-5, but he only threw
like
five.
the dude like is an animal. And I'm telling you, with this Bears defense, even if we lose Akeem Hicks, because we need to save some money and make some cuts. Even if we lose a couple of key guys on defense, we still have enough guys on defense to be good.
Yeah,
So and if you have Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball, done deal. Come on.
yeah.
So that's who I want them to go after ultimately if he's available. Like, what a way to stick it to the Packers
Tell me
by
about it.
now beating them with their quarterback that they used to just destroy us with. Like, what a like turn of events that will be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, wow. So we'll see. This offseason is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna be following it. I can't wait to the draft. Like I'm telling you, I'm so excited for the season. And this podcast gets me hyped every time we do it. Cause like 19 about that's what Adam Schefter reported about 19 quarterbacks, bro. I'm talking about veterans. They're gonna be available. Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford, bro. Pick of
Yeah.
the litter. Who do you want, Bears? So I'm excited, man.
Yeah. I mean, me too, man. It's like honestly, this could literally they I'm trying to stay optimistic because we don't been through this for so many years. Don't mess this up, Bears. Don't mess this up. Y'all said that y'all gonna address the quarterback situation. Address the
Yeah.
quarterback situation. You have the pick of the litter. Make
Yes.
sure you pick the right quarterback. As far as Aaron Rodgers, like you said, if he's somehow available, but it's like that will have I guess that will have to be via trade, I guess. And it's like
Probably.
if I highly doubt we could get him if they have to trade because that's literally trading the division. The Packers are like, all right, we're gonna give y'all our best dude, and y'all gonna kill us twice a year like we be killing y'all twice a year. It's like
Right.
that tough, man. But God, you would talk about sticking it to him if we somehow got him. That would be so satisfying. I'm so sick of the Packers and the fans, man. Like
For real, man.
y'all need to come back down to earth. Like y'all need to have some mediocre quarterback play for like 100 years, like we do. See how it feels.
And yesterday might have been the start. That might have been the start of now them having to go through mediocrity. Like
Yeah,
I man, I was when I was watching that Buccaneers game, I was just like, I love Tom Brady. It would have been way better if Tom Brady would have decided to come here. According to sources, he didn't want to come here because of Matt Nagy. We talked about that at a previous show. That's besides the point. But Tom Brady always sticks it to the Aaron Rodgers. If you look at their records, versus each other, Brady's got the nod.
yep,
Before people were saying, "Oh, Brady's had the better coach, better people around him." Brady's not always had the better people around him. Might have always had a better coach, but not always the better people around him.
yep,
That's A. And B, this year showed that Brady's just all out better than him
yeah.
because new coach, new team, year one,
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Tom Brady is the GOAT. All
Oh
right?
yeah. Hands down.
Hands down. This is a Bear show, but we give props where they're due.
Yeah.
So going besides that, I'm saying there's a lot of people available though. Like if we don't hit on Aaron Rodgers, okay, Matt Ryan, that'd be my next guy.
Yeah.
Hands down, Matty Ice.
I'm not
Because
gonna
he's
lie.
still got like 5 years left in his
Yeah.
tank, at
Yeah.
least.
I'm not gonna lie. When he and I knew it wasn't no chance that we was gonna get him, but I remember when he came out of was it Boston College he came from? I was like, man, I wish the Bears could get this dude, man, because I know he's gonna be good. And unfortunately, they weren't even nowhere near. Oh, he was nowhere near available. He's like one of the top picks that year, obvious
Yeah,
for obvious reason. And they were like lower in the draft, so they weren't gonna get him. I was like, man, I wish they would get him, but it'd be great if they could get him. Like, but in saying that, whoever they get, they gonna have to find some. They gonna have to also get some offensive linemen to protect whoever they can sign.
true.
Honestly, like, yeah, the offensive line started to get better towards the end of the year, but once they played against defenses really good pass rushes, like they did against the Saints in the playoff game, they started to look exposed again. So we're gonna
That's
have
true.
to make some moves on the offensive line. It's like they gonna need somebody because ain't no quarterback gonna want to come here just to get killed. So they gonna have to do something. They gonna have to get that offensive line secure. Like quarterback needs to be top priority. Second needs to be quarterback. I mean, the offensive line. They gotta secure that like ASAP. Whatever they do, whether it be drafting some draft offensive lineman high in the draft or signing some guys off the free agency, they gotta do something because we can't have no quarterback here just to get them killed or injured. Because you
True.
see what happened to Foles. I mean, he's already fragile. If any most of the quarterback if they get a quarterback, let's say he's not mobile, which is like a lot of guys we just named, except Rodgers, is not
Hmm.
as mobile. So it's like he gonna be sitting back there getting hit a lot. That's gonna shorten his career. He might end up getting injured, and then we're gonna end up having to use a backup quarterback. So they gonna have to. It's gonna have to be quarterback, offensive line. They gonna have to secure that offensive line to help them out too.
I agree, and it should be probably priority offensive tackle
Yes.
round one, like you're saying. Cut Leno. You save about $11 million according to
Yeah.
sources.
Yeah.
Cut Massey. You save another couple million.
Yep.
Right there, you can go and get one solid tackle or
y-
one solid lineman that you can move around. So
Yeah.
there goes one side of the ball,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah.
Then in the first round, like you're saying, you draft another tackle because more than likely, one of those good quarterbacks, all five of those good quarterbacks are probably going to be gone. If not gone, we might be able to stay. We might be able to get one decent one in the second round and try to develop him.
Yep.
I don't think next year is going to be good for us to get a good quarterback in the first round or this
Yep.
year. I don't
Yeah.
like the way things because I've been doing some of them simulators. I sent you one of the simulated mock drafts that I did. I found a better one. I'm gonna send you the actual link so you can try it.
Yeah.
But when I be doing those simulators, like a lot of teams are taking. Obviously, the Jags are usually taking what's his name? Blonde kid. I don't really like that guy, so that's why I always forget his name. The blonde
Oh,
dude
Trevor
that
Lawrence.
yeah, for some reason he reminds me of Sunshine from
I know what you're talking about. From
from Remember the Titans.
yeah, remember the Titans? Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So he gives me that vibe, and you know what vibe he had in that
Yeah.
movie. So
Yeah.
like that's the vibe he gives me, and I just don't like him for whatever reason. Like, so I always forget his name, but Trevor Lawrence is gonna be gone. Justin Fields is gonna be gone. Mac Jones is gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Kyle Trask is gonna be gone. You're looking at a guy like Newman. Like that's who you probably should be going after, but I would not give that guy a first round.
Yeah.
So goes back to that tackle, like you're saying. There's so many good tackles that are going like in the first round, and whatever it is about the draft this year, there's just nothing but offense on there. So the Bears are in prime position for round one, round two, and round three to solidify really positions. I personally would go with an OT in the
Mhm.
first round.
Yep.
Go with a QB in the second round because you don't
Yep.
want no bum ass third round or fourth round, fifth round. Like Tom Brady, not everybody's Tom Brady. You're not
Yeah.
gonna get him. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
So second round QB and third round receiver because we
Yep.
don't know if Robinson is gonna be gone.
Yep.
So the interior line is gonna be solid with Sam Mustafa, Alex Bars, and Cody Whitehair.
Yeah.
All three of them guys, they look like they were meshing well towards the end. Like you
Yeah.
saw them playing well. It was just those tackles. Back,
Yes.
we're gonna have James Daniels back last year.
Yep.
He was one of our best linemen before he went down.
Yep.
So that's why I say that you only need to draft one tackle, really, and then you can like bring in undrafted guys, or if you want to draft a couple guys in the fifth or sixth round, but that first round has to be a lineman, bro.
Yeah. Totally agree. I totally agree. It's like that's got to be solidified because like that's been a problem. Like last year, it was terrible. Like we can't get no quarterback here that's just gonna get himself hurt. And it's like, well, what was the point of signing him if we ain't got no offensive line to protect him? That's why you got these elite quarterbacks. Yeah, they're elite, but they also got really good protection. Like, look at the protection that Brady has. Even though Aaron Rodgers got sacked a bunch of times yesterday, normally his protection is pretty solid. Even though Bakhtiari was out, when he's there, it's like they got one of the best offensive lines in the league. But that's what you
True.
need. You need a good quarterback, good or great, whatever. If you're lucky to have great, and you need a solid offensive line to protect them. So they gotta get that secured this off season. It's like if y'all legit serious about addressing the quarterback situation, okay, then the next thing y'all got to do is y'all got to get the offensive line set up. It's got to be straight. it's like we need tackles. Like
True.
it's like you don't want your quarterback getting blindsided and then knocked out of a football game.
True. And my thing is like if we get somebody that's like you said, at least good or great, like via free agency, even somebody just good like Derek Carr or somebody like that, we're an instant Super Bowl contending type of team because of the defense we have.
Yeah.
And if you get somebody as cheap as Derek Carr, who's like pretty good,
Yeah.
tier 2, I would say.
I agree.
You can save money there and then still keep a lot of guys. You're still probably gonna have to cut Leno, like I said. You're still gonna have to cut Massey because they're not even doing anything anyway. You might as well save like that 17 million or that 15 million.
Right.
And then with that right there, you can kind of play around with the roster with what you need. You can bring in some solid guys for a couple million here and there. Like 2020 was crazy, was different, but 2021 should be a better of a season as far as revenues go and everything. Maybe they'll let fans back in, and so we'll see what happens though, man. I'm excited, like we're saying. So, where we at? We're about at 23 right now. So you want to just finish off with some Bulls?
Yeah, let's talk about the Bulls.
All right, man. These Bulls, man. So they looking good at times, and then they look like the old Bulls at other times. So I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Yeah, and it's like they had a pretty decent week. They went 2 out of 3, but they got whooped on by the Lakers, and it's like my thing is, okay, I think that they're definitely a better team this year. Okay, I'm gonna say that they're definitely a better team especially compared to last year. That being saying that though, my thing is, are they good enough to beat like really good teams? Now they almost beat the Lakers, almost ain't beating them. But
Right.
the last time they played the Lakers, they were more competitive. But Anthony Davis wasn't there. And when I went into this game, when I watched this game, I'm like, they have no answer for Anthony Davis. He put up like 37 points, I think. I'm like, there's nothing they're gonna be able to do about this dude. Like Wendell Carter Jr. was hurt. Wendell Carter Jr. He has his moments, but the dude can get into foul trouble like with a drop of a hat. So I'm like, he's not gonna be able to guard him. Daniel Gafford, I already knew he's gonna cook him. And it's like then at times they had Thaddeus Young guarding him. I'm like, he gonna destroy him too. So it's like that's part of the reason why they lost. They literally had no answer for Anthony Davis. And then you talked about before we start the show how their games against the Hornets, the ball was moving so great. Like the ball movement was like excellent. Like the ball was moving around, but then they play the Lakers, and the Lakers just like, they clamped them. Like I got like a couple of plays here where
get past Bridges. Satoransky. Valentine.
Yeah, that's what he does.
So it's like they had like nice ball movement against the Hornets. They was doing pretty good against the Rockets, had good ball movement there too. But then they play Lakers, a good defense, and it's like they forget what they're doing. They go back to playing ISO ball. They making stupid mistakes. The Lakers, man, they clamped them down. Like they honestly couldn't do nothing offensively against the Lakers. Like the final score, I think, was 101 to 90. That game was not even that close. Like the Lakers at the end was like, yeah, whatever.
They put the rookies in.
Yeah, they was like,
take a shower.
Yeah, let's get LeBron out of here. Let's get LeBron AD out of here because LeBron didn't even have to do much. I think he only scored like 16 points. He's like, AD, you got this tonight. I'm straight. It's like we got this because LeBron's like the smartest player in the NBA. He already knew they got no answers for you. So it's like he just kept feeding Anthony Davis. Do your thing, dog. We got this.
And I was seeing Anthony Davis making like 1-footers. He was missing and then putting it back in, like dunking it on everybody, like just being Anthony Davis. Like you said, there's nobody on the Bulls roster that can guard him. Wendell Carter Jr. probably but he was out.
Yep.
And probably it's like he'll just slow him down a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
But there is no answer to Anthony Davis. You saw in the bubble last year, like not Jokic, not Vucevic, not who was on the who was the big for Miami?
Bam Adebayo.
Bam Adebayo. Nobody had an answer for Anthony Davis. Even when they would double and triple team him, he knew how to pass. So the guy is good, man. Honestly, I didn't feel good going into this game once I knew that Anthony Davis was going to play. Like you said, the first game that they played each other, it was close. No Anthony Davis.
Yep.
So I thought they were going to show good effort, though, at least. And like we were talking earlier, they just did not. It was like a 180. Like you guys played the Hornets like you guys were the Lakers. You know, like that's how they played them like we're the better team. And then they downplayed themselves to like, oh, they're the better team. Like they probably already had that in their head. And that's not how you play a team, especially if you're a professional. Like, but it's easy for me to say, you know, I'm not out there hooping against LeBron. Like, so I don't really know how that feels 100%. But I know that if I'm getting paid millions of dollars, I'm going to show more effort than what they did. Like, there was a time in the first half where they weren't even like you can just see them kind of like walking around half the time, not even like fully running on offense, and bad 3-point shooting 0 for 8 in the first half. It was just a bad night for them, man. And night and day, like I said, in that Hornets game, they did so well in that Hornets game.
Yeah, it's like they played a lot better in the Hornets game. Like it was a good game. Yeah, they made mistakes, you know, but they scored points. The ball was moving. They made stops when they needed to. When they played the Lakers, it was like it was a whole nother squad. It was almost like they were just starstruck. Like, oh, we're playing the champs. Like,
right?
Man, y'all just played the champs, even though y'all didn't have Anthony Davis, and y'all actually kept up with them.
Right.
And they played them, and it's like, dang, man, like. Y'all don't even look like the same squad. Y'all look like the old Bulls. Like at one point they were like down by 30 points. 30. It's like
30.
I'm
in
like
the first half.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I can't even watch this, man. It was bad. Like I don't know what was going on with them, but yeah, the Lakers exposed them. I mean, I think the Bulls, I think that they are going to be a better team this year. If they can play consistently, I think they can make it to the playoffs in the East. But when it comes to playing elite teams like the Lakers, teams like that, they still got work to do.
And you know, we'll give them a benefit of the doubt, like you said. They played an elite team, so it tends to happen. Even elite teams playing other elite teams can look like what the Bulls did yesterday. So
the Clippers lost by like 50 this year. So crap 50. Happened. Yeah, 50.
And you can't say you're a better player than LeBron when your team loses by 50. I guarantee you, if you look at LeBron's any of his games, he's never lost by 50. I guarantee you. So that's a testament to him. Go show some of these highlights, man. For at least let's give the Bulls some love from that Hornets game. They had a bad Lakers game, but that Hornets game though, I was very impressed. Like I think that throughout the season, we're gonna get more play like that because Billy Donovan is a good coach, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing bits and pieces. Not all teams gel with the coach right away, but they're slowly starting to figure it out.
Yeah, and some of the highlights, like I wanted to like give a shout out. Well, not really a shout out, but I wanted to talk about like how Kobe White, he's been trying to be more of a playmaker. Billy Donovan's got him like, hey, you know, you're the point guard. You got to be the playmaker team. Billy Donovan just had Chris Paul in OKC. So his thing is, okay, hey, you got to be our Chris Paul. You need to be able to make plays, but at the same time, when you need to score, we need you to score. So I got like clips of him. Like here's one. This is him. Well, this is on a fast break, but here's one from him to Zach LaVine.
Hornets haven't missed a shot 2 minutes into the game. Bad pass. 2-on-1. White, Levine.
You can't throw it too high.
Key.
Then I got another one. I got another one of him. Now this is him being more. This is him making an actual play. If you watch him as he's going on the court, you can see his eyes. He's seen Patrick Williams to his right, and he already knew, okay, I'm about to throw this lob. So here's this play.
3 in Minneapolis.
You know, he got that offer sheet from Sacramento last year. I don't think he liked Chicago matching it.
Oh no, that's the wrong clip. Let me see.
Oh, that's all good. I just love how aggressive he is too. Like you're saying, like he knows when to pass now because his coach is kind of telling him to. But he kind of came in already, kind of sort of being a playmaker. Like the guy is good. He knows how to cut and pass. Like I just love Kobe White. I love watching this game, man.
Yeah, and it's like he's been slumping a little, and he had a pretty decent game against the Hornets. But and I think let me see, I think he had like 8 assists, like 18 and 8. I think was his stats against the Hornets. Let me take a quick look to make sure.
That's not bad at all. 18 and 8.
Yeah, 18 and 8 was his stats against the Hornets. He had 2 steals. So yeah, it's like that's the type of game that he needs to have. Like he needs to have double-digit points because the kid can score, but he also needs to get his assist up. Zach LaVine, believe it or not, in that game against the Hornets, that the stats I just pulled up, he had more assists than Kobe White. He had 9. Zach LaVine's been more of a playmaker than Kobe, but that's what Billy Donovan actually got on both of them. Not really got on them, but it's like been talking to them like, hey, you guys have the talent, and especially Kobe. It's like we need you to be this playmaker because you have the talent to do that, and that's what you as a point guard. That's your job to get the other guys involved. So he's been talking to him, and it's like he's been making more of an effort to make an assist. Let me see if I could find that darn play that lob he threw to Patrick Williams.
Give the assist to LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, good 2-man game at the top right there. The Bulls defense got confused.
Bounce past Porter. Snuck it past.
Nah, I think
I found it. I think I
3 in Minneapolis.
You know, he got that offer sheet from Sacramento.
Oh no, that was the one from earlier. Okay, so you forgot it. You might have forgot to set it up, that one then.
Yeah, but it was a play where he was coming up the court and he was pushing the ball up, and he seen Patrick Williams to his right. He made a nice little lob to him. So it's like he's definitely starting to make an effort to get other guys involved. But there are times though when I see him, he's like holding the ball too long and dribbling too much. So he has to work on that. But it's still a work in progress. But in saying that, you know, he's he this kid has talent. Like he
does.
He definitely has. He's a keeper. He could easily be averaging like that game against the Hornets. He could be averaging. He should be averaging 18 points, 8 assists. He could do that. He should be able to do that in his sleep. He has that much skill, but it's like he just got to put in work and he's got to just get better. And you know, and just like once he gets like, you know, more acclimated with Billy Donovan's offense, you know, I feel like you'll start to see more of that. It'll start to become easier for him.
And not only that, like you see players too, like Lauri Markkanen was actually playing some decent ball.
Yep.
He's not really known as a post player, but he was actually in the post doing some good moves.
Yep.
So like my thing with Lauri Markkanen is that like he goes hot and then like he'll go cold for the rest of the season. And it's like, where are you, Lauri? You know? And like we got you to be a star, and he's shown flashes, but it like I said, he just disappears all the time.
Yeah,
it reminds me of Alex Rodriguez. He would be great during the regular season, and in the postseason, the dude would just be terrible. Like,
yeah,
you're a superstar, you know. So it's like we need more out of Lauri. We need consistency. He can easily step up and be that number 2 with Zach LaVine. They have the pieces. They can put it together. Like you're saying, Kobe White is coming alive. I still feel like we said in the last episode, we need one more piece to help out Zach LaVine because, like, you're seeing teams around the league stacking themselves up. Why are we the only team not? Like, even though Hornets got studs, they got LaMelo Ball, they got Gordon Hayward, they got Terry Rozier. Like, people are putting good teams together, good rosters, we need to be doing the same thing. That's the only thing really, truly preventing us to take it to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, if we can get some more players, some more like superstar type players here, that'd be great. It's like, I mean, even if we find like a gem in a draft or something, it's like something, man. It's like, but like I said last week, Zach LaVine is our best player. We need to build around him, and this is the NBA. If players aren't happy, they they have the power. He can just choose to get out of here. So it's like you want to keep
True.
that dude as happy as possible because it's like you don't want him to walk and literally that you have your best player, but then you ain't gonna get equal value for him. Yeah, you might get
Right.
like 2 or 3 players for in return in a trade, but they might not be at his talent level. Probably not. So it's like you want to build around your best player. Zach LaVine, the dude can shoot, he can get to the basket, his playmaking's gotten better. He's been improving on defense. It's like he's trying to become, and what I like about him is he knows what he needs to get better at and he works at getting better at it. He's not
Yeah, that's
content like
true.
I'm not gonna just be a dunker. Like this dude's like, no, I'm not just a dunker. I can score. I can do more than just dunk. I can shoot the basketball. You know, I can like be a playmaker. I can play defense when I need to. It's like, and that's what I like about him. You don't want
Yeah.
this dude to walk, and then who you gonna get in return? It's like, dude, they're. I guess, like I said last week as well. I guess their mindset is let's play it out this year, see what we got, and go from there. So hopefully Zach is cool with that idea because I know this dude is hungry to win. He just wants to win. That's literally his thing. The reason why you get these rumblings about him being unhappy is because he doesn't want to be on a losing team. This dude wants to be in the
Right.
playoffs. I was like, if they make it to the playoffs, even if they lose, I'm pretty sure it's like, okay, at least I know we're getting better. There's something to build on. So it's like if they like can like keep improving, make it to the playoffs, then like try to make some like moves to get some better players here to help Zach LaVine, help Zach and Kobe out. It's like that'd be great, but you don't want to lose the dudes. Like just hopefully everything they keep improving because I think they're 7-9 right now.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
which is not terrible.
yeah, it's like they definitely better than last year. So it's like they in the East is not as strong as the West. Even though,
True.
if you look at the records, a lot of teams like grouped in together right now, but as the season go home, teams are like you'll start to see, okay, these are the elite teams, and
Right.
these are the teams below them. So things start to like get a little bit more clear as the season goes on. But as of right now, it's like everything's grouped up in the East. Like teams are very close in like record right now. In saying that though, it's like, you know, we'll see how the season goes, and hopefully, we can actually be a contender, and that's
That's
part of
true.
one of the things I want to talk about. Out of all the teams in the East right now, you look at the records. Can the Bulls be a contender in the East? Do you think?
Man, with Brooklyn, it's like with the Brooklyn Nets getting James Harden, it's like I don't see any team beating them besides like the Celtics and maybe another team.
Yeah,
So the Bulls can be contenders because they're playing well. That 7-9 could have easily been a 9-7 right now.
yes, easily.
So because a couple of games like for example the game against the Lakers, the original one, it came down to a Zach LaVine shot that he
Yeah,
missed. So right there, you get that game, you're at 8 or whatever it is. So we'll see what the Bulls got. Like the season is young. There's still about 60 something games left, or like 50 something. And if we're like what we're saying, if they make one more move and get Zach LaVine some help, we're definitely going to be contenders. If we don't get him some help, we'll probably be an 8th seed and get swept.
yeah. And it's like I'm looking at the East records right now. Like when I say they're close, like right now they're like real close. Like the Bulls are currently in 10th. They're literally 4.5 games out of first place. That's how close the East is currently with record wise. So it's
Okay.
like they there's teams that they like the Toronto Raptors. They got the Toronto Raptors, the New York Knicks, and Atlanta Hawks, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland Cavaliers shocking crap on me. I wouldn't expect them to be 8-8 right now.
For
But
real.
in saying that, there's teams like I feel like that some of these teams they're gonna start to cool off, like the Cavaliers. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, it's the East. You never know. Like the East, it's like it's not as strong as the West. Like right now, the Heat are 6-9. They've had their own issues, but I expect them to like once they get fully healthy and stuff. Expect them to like start making moves to climb the ladder in the East. As far as the New York Knicks, I don't see that. I don't know about them sustaining that. Atlanta Hawks, I expect them to be a playoff team. So the Toronto Raptors, I feel like they probably gonna take a step back.
Yeah.
So the Bulls, it's some teams that they can like overcome, but they got to start playing more consistent. Like they got the Celtics right now. Let's see how they
That's
do.
gonna be a
And
good game. Yeah,
yeah,
that's tonight, right? An hour.
yeah, they think they play at 8. So it's like they that's gonna be another game where we see where they at, like how good they are, because that's gonna be a good test. The Celtics are a good team. How well do you play against good teams? Can you beat them? So it's like we'll see, man. But
Yeah,
like
they got to
you said,
play better than what they played the Lakers
oh
on
yeah,
Saturday.
oh yeah. And
So
I think they will
hopefully,
play a better game tonight for sure.
hopefully it was just the fact that Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and that cast was just too much. Like they're a lot for anybody, let alone the Bulls. Such a young team, They
Right.
got so many young guys. This is not even funny. They're probably one of the youngest team next to the Suns.
Yeah, they got a
So
very young team.
exactly. So we'll see, man. Like I've been telling you, I've been excited with their play. I think we're gonna see better play as the season goes on. So we'll see starting tonight. They have another shot at beating another good team. This is a big test because
Yep.
this is a good team in the East.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
we'll see what happens tonight, and then we'll let the fans. We'll talk about it on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
it's like,
I wanted to show one more time that Kobe to Zach, because bro, Zach LaVine's hops are like out of this world, dog.
Hornets haven't missed a shot 2 minutes into the game. Bad pass. 2-on-1. White, Levine.
You can't throw it too high.
Keith.
That
It's
guy just
nasty.
floated in the air, like bro. Like Zach LaVine is one of the best dunkers that I've ever seen. Like,
yes, hands down.
man, that guy can go up, and that's like just to wrap things out. Like what you were saying about he's one of those guys that will go out and work on his game and deliver what he's working on. The fact that he was already a very good driver, like he was good at driving and taking it to the hole, and then now he found his shot. It's like how you gonna stop him? Because he's still gonna be great at driving. That's how he started off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why, like you're saying, you got to keep this guy happy because if he goes anywhere that he goes, I almost guarantee, like if it's already a contending team, I almost guarantee that they're going to be in the finals. If you add Zach LaVine to your roster,
Yeah.
like if the Lakers mess around and send a couple draft picks and
a
Kyle
wrap.
Kuzma over
It's a
here,
wrap. It's
it's
a
a
wrap.
wrap. So we'll see what happens, man. Keep this guy happy. I agree with you 100%, EJ.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right. And with that, should we wrap up or you have anything else you want to talk about?
Want to do some shout outs?
All right, bet. Let's do some shout outs. You go first.
Let me shout out my wife, watching the kids while I'm at the stream. And let me shout out Tom Brady for beating Aaron Rodgers. This is for you Packers fans.
For real. Hey, yeah. Hey, I want to shout out Tom Brady too. You got me going now. Yeah, shout out Tom Brady for real. Seeing Aaron Rodgers' face yesterday, seeing all the disappointment in the Packers, like all the fans because they were playing at Lambeau.
Yep.
It was great. Like
Yeah.
it felt so good. So shout out them for real.
Yeah.
And then
like,
I'm also gonna shout out my wife too, man, because she always holds it down when I'm also in the podcast and allowing me to come on here with you and just talk for a while. So
yeah.
that's nice of her. And whoever's out there watching, I see we got one viewer. We got some comments. Let's see. Oh, shout out Eric. Hey, Eric is dope, bro. Eric always showing us love.
Oh yeah. Gotta
So
give.
shout out Eric, bro.
Yeah, gotta give some love to Eric. Eric always on the podcast.
Eric, you gotta come on the next one to talk some Bulls with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Make sure you watch that game tonight. All right, man. Let's wrap this up, man. It was a live cast.